With me today in the center of the ring is Melissa McMorrow, who just came back from Mexico, won the fight according to everybody, but did not get the decision against Chavez. Melissa McMorrow working with one of the beautiful brawlers. To fight in Mexico, if you're going to fight at all, knowing that everything is stacked against you.
I mean, in some ways I see it as a challenge, as a good challenge. I think, I guess it makes victory a lot better if you can overcome all that, But so far, it hasn't really worked in my favor for that to happen. I mean, I have a lot of confidence in my abilities. I do think that, I did beat and can beat, even with all those odds, all these girls. So I guess that's why I keep going back and doing it. I mean, I guess if I just walked away from it, then nothing would ever change. And so, I guess I'm not really sure what to do about it, but, I feel good about the way I performed. So
well, that's what you have to take with you. But, the United States is a graveyard. You're not going to get any fights here. You went to Germany and beat Suzi Kentikian, and then were frozen out by the German promoter that you had.
Yeah.
You were forced to go to Mexico. You fought Mariana Juarez. You handily beat her, but lost a unanimous decision. And now in your most recent fight, you go to Mexico and fight Chavez, handily beat her as well, don't get the decision. Yet, no sour grapes here. You just take it as it comes because you're a professional boxer, but the weight wasn't right, the judging wasn't right, but I guess you and your trainer, Eddie Croft, knew that going in.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that there's I do carry a little bit of, competition and anger about the decision, especially the one with Juarez. I was really angry after that, But I also feel like, it's boxing, there is a little bit of that expectation. I knew starting out that this is what I'm walking into. So at the same time, I feel like I guess I didn't really have an expectation that it would be that different, which is sad in itself, But I guess the thing is I'd like for that to change, and so I feel like the only way for that to change is someone's got to be that person, right? So, I guess it's kind of turning into me, just fighting because I love fighting and I love boxing, and so I do it,
But when the WBC is in bed with the promoter, you'd have to knock the opponent out to get a decision. And then you change your game plan to try to knock somebody out, and you may get knocked out in the process.
Yeah.
It's a no-win situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I keep working on my power and stuff to see if I can knock people out. It's very difficult at 112 pounds. I just don't have that much weight behind my punches, So you don't see that many knockouts at 112. So that's the thing is it's very difficult to knock somebody out. So I keep working on it, and I feel like it gives me something to work towards. So maybe someday.
Well, that would be fine if both fighters were at 112. But as it turns out, probably at fight time, Chavez was maybe 10 pounds more than you, and so that makes it all the more difficult to knock out. And if the scales are not even a factor, and you didn't even get any extra compensation for her being 3 pounds over at the weigh-in. So not only are everything stacked against you, financially, it doesn't work for you either.
Right, yeah. I think, especially in the fight with Juarez was very overweight. The contract weight on that was 115, and I think at the weigh-in she was probably 120, 125 going into the fight. So I felt like I landed a lot of really clean shots on Juarez that I feel like could have knocked her out if our weights were equivalent. And if we were fighting at a regular elevation. What happens at Puebla is 8,000 feet. And, I feel like, really landing the real power shots takes a lot of energy out of you. With Chavez, I felt the weights were a little bit closer because she normally fights at a lower weight class. But still, there's 3 pounds of weight that was completely okayed by everybody, and we didn't get any compensation for it, even though we requested. And so that does, I think, become a little bit of an issue, especially in knocking people out. There will be a point where, like, I get so good that you won't even be able to steal it, I think.
Well, one fight that everybody wants to see but cannot happen is you against Ava Knight in Northern California. Reason being, it would take a promoter to put on that fight and make the commitment. There's not a single promoter in the country, and especially here in Northern California, that has even sniffed that possibility.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I guess frustrated because, you know, when I look around at the women, I mean, today we're going to have the beautiful brawlers, and there's a lot of really personable, very skilled, entertaining women that are going to be fighting here tonight. And
Giving instructions, the champ, Melissa McMorrow.